Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, or just Omniscient Reader, chapters 104, 105, and 106. I'll do the next three next week after this, and then we'll be taking a week to do a character ranking. And then of course we'll get right back in to reacting. But I've been loving Omniscient Reader. I think that a lot of people have been hyping up this current arc that we're going through, and it's very good, arguably the best. To me, it's either between this or I really love the stuff with Junghyuk and Dokja and Soo-young, where we got sort of the three of them interacting a bit. We had like Aon in there going after Antinous for that kind of stuff, and then dealing with the catastrophe of questions. I think that's like the other one that's kind of in contention for this one. Also, just the climax of the throne stuff was quite good too. So all of that, very, very good. I'm excited to get to read three more. I'm loving these characters, and honestly, I don't know what we do here for 6 more chapters. I am assuming there's 6 more to finish out this arc with Yusung and everything, and I don't know where it goes, because last week was really, really good and felt really, really conclusive. Also, I just literally recorded Kubera right before this, so, you know, trying to switch my brain into ORV mode, get back into ORV. I often record Marriage Toxin right after I record ORV, so I have more than once carried over thoughts from that into that and gotten a little confused. So I'm trying to, you know, switch gears a little bit. Also, if the audio, well, I guess when I edit, I'll see how the audio sounds. For some reason, the audio mixer in OBS keeps looking like it's peaking a lot. It should be fine. I turned my settings like down a little bit, so we'll see how it is. Again, hopefully the audio isn't terrible though. But if it is different, I'll I'll need to mess around with it before next I record. But either way, let's read chapter 104. We're starting off with I see. Have you been thinking that far ahead already? You're an amazing showman, just like Dokja told me. You're right. Violence isn't all there is to entertainment. I've been trying to win the favor of the constellations by saving Yusung the catastrophe. I used the words that would avoid the Starstream censorship, and tried my best to make them sympathetic toward Yusung the catastrophe. Smart. He's trying to put on a show. And then we have Yijing Shikikomori. Protecting the catastrophe is very doable. Sendai's one-eyed dragon. I can't believe he's actually doing that. Bald Army General, even Budo would be moved by what he said. I was waiting for Tuesday night. I've always found her story quite sad. I've made them root for my rebellion, and made them pity the situation we're in. All of this was so that I could change the direction in which the scenario was headed. And, in the world of the Starstream, the only miraculous time the goal of the scenario changes is when a majority of the constellations who are watching the scenario want it to change. Why don't you hurry up and decide? Either give us the reward or carry on with the 5th scenario. There aren't any problems with starting the 6th scenario, even if the 5th one hasn't ended yet, is there? Main scenarios can be held simultaneously. I love Bi-young so much, he's so cute. Incarnation Dokja Kim. You're the most intelligent and the most dangerous incarnation I know. But this time, your intelligence will be your downfall. What do you mean? Alright then, constellations. Oh, is the vote not going to go in his favor? A mid-grade Dokubi's intervened in the scenario. The control over the catastrophe of flood Shin Yusung has been transferred to the mid-grade Dokubi according to the scenario contract. Oh, he gets to puppeteer. No. Wait, And that just makes her even more tragic, though. Hold on, what are you... Could this be? Fulfill the contract. The cogwheel of scenarios. Scenario enforcement? The character's personality has been forced to change because, at the end of the day, she's just a character. Wow. Like, when it comes to, like, all this crazy stuff, like, a ton of us have said before, we don't know who's real, who's not. Some people have even been like, do we even know that Dokja's real? Like, Dokja could just be a copy of himself that was placed into the world of the book that he was reading. So it's like, we don't even get to know for sure if he's real. But with, like, the way that the rules of plausibility and everything work, and the way that this is written into existence and happens multiple times over. It happens in different iterations of time. It happens over the course of various, like, sort of parallel existences that there are people jumping between through regression, revival, and reincarnation. I forget, are those the three? So again, if you're just a character in the story of this apocalypse, then in order to fit the scenario, they can just change your character, as in your personality, right? Scenario enforcement's the power to control the fate of all the parts that make up the scenario, but it's hardly used since it violates the rule of plausibility too much. It being put in place means many constellations are ecstatic with the way the scenario is going. Many constellations dislike the drama you created. Character Shin Yu-sung's alignment has been fixed to evil. The majority of the constellations have agreed to the plausibility of this change in direction. So again, he lost the vote, essentially. Plus, this could be what the title is in reference to, as in things that you can't change. And then, Chapter 21, Something That Cannot Be Changed, Part 6. Damn it, but why? Why have the constellations turned their backs on me? I'm sorry, I tried to persuade them, but it didn't go too well. But why? Well, your reputation's way worse than expected. I guess, is it after him not choosing a constellation and weaseling his way out of it and everything, he flooded B. Young's channel with constellations watching and subscribing or whatever. But then, like, he flooded it with new constellations who were coming just because they wanted Dokja to pick a supporting constellation, but then him being like, you didn't quite make it, so I'm not picking one. Did he turn all the ones who only came for that specific thing against him? Meanwhile, they're now, like, since he flooded it with so many new ones, they now outnumber the ones that have been watching for a long time, that we've seen the messages from for a long time, that, like, have gotten invested in Dokja. But all the messages I've been seeing seemed favorable, because again, he's only seeing the ones from the ones that have been watching for a while, and only the ones from the ones that like him. Dokja? Dokja. Arrogant incarnation. Did you think you could control the constellations that easily? Humans have the tendency to only believe what they want to believe. And we see many constellations are laughing at your decision. A few constellations have retracted their support for you. Most constellations are dubious of your intent. I've made a mistake. Or is he... Man, his Dokja only, like, again, tendency to believe what they want to believe because of maybe even his fourth wall, because of his abilities. Has he just been, shades on to block out the haters? Has he just been, like, blocking out all the hate comments and only looking at the positive ones this whole time? Not all constellations send messages in chat. How could I forget that? I've tricked the constellations using a cheap trick and cancelled the special event. The smarter constellations would have already noticed that B. Young's channel had a maximum capacity of 9,999. They just played along to see where I was going with the scenario. They won't fall for my tricks anymore. I've underestimated the constellations. Well, although B. Young's channel has a max capacity of 9,999 subscribers, mine does not. So if you could get me to 10,000 before B. Young, it'd be wonderful. Always be plugging. I've underestimated the constellations. Looks like this is the end of your luck, Incarnation Kim Dokja. Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is watching you with sympathetic eyes. Constellations of the Korean Peninsula look at you with pity. And then we have the portal opening up above. Damn it, this again. Let's run, Yusung. And we have Jihye running off with, it looks like Gil Young, and then Sang-ah taking Yusung. So this is how it'll be. Jung-hyuk is drawing a sword. Wait, Jung-hyuk, you failed. Oh, and of course he wants to kill the younger her. And Dokja's blocking. Don't touch the kid. If you harm her, I'll never forgive you. Sorry, just out of context. There's no other way. There is. We'll give the constellations the scenario they want to see. What do you mean? We can defeat the catastrophe. Why is she coming after me? G.A. running away. I thought there was hope, if only for a brief moment. Can I really? Does this mean I don't have to give up on this world? Fulfill the contract, the cogwheel of scenarios. But of course this place was hopeless as well. She's going for an attack? So are we going to have to see them now team up to defeat the catastrophe? Again, the art. Again, I try not to mention it too much or I'd be hung up all day, but the art's so good. And also, not just the art, I love Yusung's design. I think actually both young Yusung and the adult Yusung, their designs are both really good. Like some of my favorites. And that's saying something when the designs in ORV are like nutty good almost all the time. Alright, Dokja blocked. You have experienced first-person supporting actor POV. You can now obtain a skill of the supporting actor you were immersed in. You've obtained the personal skill, Sentiments of the Beast King. And he's activating the furry transformation that she's got going on. Personal skill, Sentiment of the Beast King, level 3 has been activated. We have one of these big horizontal panels. I mean, it's flipped to fit vertically, but you get my point. You stole her skill, but that won't nearly be enough. Oh, my mana. I know. Cover me, Jung-hyuk. Most constellations are excited by what you just said. Most constellations want to see an action-packed fight. Okay, if this is what you want, I will stop the catastrophe. I'll act it out for you as much as you like. Personal skill bookmark has been activated. Character bookmark's been activated. Available number of bookmarks 4. Loading the list of available bookmarks. Okay. It's okay. Go ahead and kill me. And he freezes up for a moment. This is the price I pay for failing to change the scenario. I'll remove Delusional Demon Namun Kim from the slot 1 and add Judge of Evil, add Judge of Evil, Jung Hwi-won. Okay. Just thinking through what he could be going with. I guess part of the way that this worked was that in order to like change her personality, they set her to like the pure evil alignment basically. So if he uses Hwi-won's abilities, Hwi-won can like use crazy OP powers against those who are deemed evil by the constellations, right? So if that's the case, by setting her character to the pure evil alignment, they make it so that Hwi-won's abilities would be super strong against Yusung, right? Either way, we get our recap, and then that's the end. What a really great chapter. Very, very good. And Okay, so this is a very, very good chapter. Again, I love these characters. I think the story is really good, and I think they're also doing a good job here. I watch so many stories where it's like, oh yeah, all the characters survive, all the characters make it out okay, go on to the next arc, everybody's friends now. The worst that happens is maybe they'll separate or something. Nearly every thing that I read is kind of like that. There's a little bit of a soft blow, but they are really saying, no, we want to have stakes. We want to have it so that characters can die. Again, I don't know how widespread that'll be. Like, is it going to be our characters in the main group, like Hyunsung, Sanga, Huiwon, Gil-young? Are they characters that are not really ever gonna really be in danger? I don't know yet, but we're making it so that's like, okay, no, you can't just be friends. Even though I would have been fine with that. I would have loved to keep both Yu-sungs in the story as part of the group and then see how they interact, see how they both grow and change and develop in the future. I would have actually been all for that. But we are just saying, no, there are certain things you can't weasel your way out of. And also, it is so good to see, especially when it comes to manhwa. Manhwa in particular seems to, a lot of shonen have problems with this, but manhwa especially, it seems very often like Korean audiences want a main character to be infallible, to never do anything wrong, to never be defeated, to never look weak, to never look dumb. And I love that ORV is like, no, we're not afraid to have Dokja mess up. We've been seeing it throughout the series, but again here, I love reinforcing it that the author's like, we're not afraid to make Dokja look weak. We're not afraid to make Dokja look dumb. We're not afraid to just have him mess up, because people mess up. It's just something that happens. Even super smart characters, like, you're bound to mess up. Dokja is a character that is really strong, that is really smart, but still messes up here and there, and it makes Dokja so much more compelling that he doesn't just always get his way. That, honestly, not only does he not always get his way, very often things go rough. Very often things don't go that great for Dokja. I think it's so good that that's the case. But yeah, either way, with that aside, this is only the first chapter of 3 this time around. Let's read chapter 105. Starting things out, we're getting into this fight, and I honestly think, I don't know how long the next 2 chapters will be, because if they are action chapters, those tend to be kind of shorter. We might just have a lot of art focus, we might have a lot of action focus. The duration of the bookmark skill will be determined based on your skill level. Skill duration 30 minutes. Your understanding of the characters reached a significant level, you can choose to make one of their skills your own. And he's using the scales. The skill Time of Judgment level 5 has been activated. Constellation Scribe of Heaven is flustered. Constellations of the pure good alignment are stirred up by the skill you used. Because again, the pure good alignment are going to not want Yu-sung to die. They're going to be the ones that were all for him, teaming up with her, him showing mercy, instead of killing her like the scenario said, saving her. But now that she is determined as evil within the rules of the game, so to speak, it's like this should work on her, even though the constellations are like, dang, we don't want you using our power to defeat her. We wanted you to be friends with her. I'm sure they're surprised. I used the skill even though I wasn't chosen as a judge. Oh, that's true too. That's probably why, because he's pulling out a skill that they give to their incarnations without actually being one of their incarnations. But you'll have no choice but to allow me to use the skill, because the thing in front of me now is clearly evil. The constellations of the pure good alignment are agreeing with the use of the skill. And then punish evil. Punish evil. Punish evil. Is this what Huiwon felt all those times she fought for me? It's terrible. Punish evil. And he manages to land an attack. Omniscient Reader, Chapter 21, Something That Cannot Be Changed, Part 7. The Time of Judgment was a skill used by the Valkyries during the Holy War. Therefore, the user of this skill receives the protection of the Archangels, and never loses as long as the target is evil. I love how they are, I was going to say, they're mixing, like, all kinds of mythologies here. And I wonder how that, like, what does the Holy War mean? What is the grand, like, you know, universal, I mean, heck, multiversal at this point, right? Timeline of ORV. How does it even work? And never loses as long as the target is evil. And they're still clashing. But she's actually managing to survive. We have more of the creatures summoned and coming in. Crap. The more evil she becomes, the stronger Yusung gets. Even if the Time of Judgment's overpowered, I won't be able to do this alone. Everyone attack. Please fight off the monsters that are coming through the monster gate. Everyone attack. We have everyone. I'll keep the... I guess without Titano is... Like Gil Young, can he not bring Titano back? And does he also... Has he fully lost Antinous now? I'll keep the catastrophe at bay. Let me handle the covering fire. And then... She must have made a deal with the devil to cross over to our world. Has he used resuscitation? And just as Jungkook has guessed, Yusung's soul's been pawned to a demon, and that demon gave her soul away to the Dokja. How many more minutes? 30 minutes. And you? Same here. Let's go. The two of them rush in. This is getting interesting. Now this is what I call a scenario. Many constellations are going wild over the action-packed battle. Many constellations cannot take their eyes off your fight. Breath of the Beast King. And it looks like while Dokja was trying to guard, Jungkook just continued to run through. He misses a slash, causing the piece she's standing on to rupture away from the rest. She jumps to where they both collide. She's using the same attack, but he's slashing against it. Honestly, Jungkook is seeming a lot stronger here than when she first showed up, and he was kind of getting handled a bit. And that's where we end this time around. We get our recap. And again, like I said, these next two, and maybe even more than two, might be a teeny bit shorter, just because it's really, really action focused. This was really just about the art, just about the fighting, not really so much about the deeper character stuff. But of course, the fight is part of that. But I did think that was very, very good. And either way, we got one more for this week. So let's go to chapter 106. So I have definitely realized at this point that I'm not getting a conclusion, really, this week. So I'm just going to need to finish out 106. I'm sure it'll be good, like the last two were amazing. But then Then I'm going to need to wait a week. I'm going to need to wait a week, and then... I guess then I'll get to see how this all ends. Okay, let's go though. We still get to read 106. We have an attack coming in. Go wild. Dokja's blocking. Attack me. Damn it. Protect your round. Stop me. A few constellations who disliked you have now taken an interest in you. And run your mouths off all you want. Constellation Scribe of Heaven is watching you. Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is watching you. Constellations of War are paying attention to your bravery. Until the day I come to pluck out your tongues. Because again, he has, I guess from reading, the constellations are the true evil. I mean, making all this suffering happen to begin with. For their entertainment, the constellations are. Just think about the very first scenario. The very first scenario, it's like, oh, you random people living peaceful lives, now you have to go kill somebody. And the constellations were all, even the ones that are pure good alignment, they're all just watching this for entertainment. So, like, for us, we're looking in and seeing these as fictional characters, and maybe that's how the constellations are seeing the people here. But these are people living their lives, and the constellations are, like, reveling in their suffering, essentially. So this is, I'm assuming, Dokja pissed off at what he sees as the true evil, the constellations, because we know from, like, pretty much the entirety of the series that they're who he's after, really. And I mean, what does that mean? Because, like, we're getting to, like, cosmic god level stuff, so it's like, if you kill constellations, what does that even mean? We see the fight continuing. Her other arm is taken off. The constellations of great battles are praising your willpower. 30 seconds remaining until the effects of Bookmark wear off. So they have been fighting a while, actually. We have a massive crash from her Breath of the Beast King. Both Dokja and Jungkook down. You're no match for me. How will you ever stop me? Don't worry. The person who will stop you, we have a crash, will be here soon. Sorry I'm late. Okay, I basically know what's going on. My supporting constellations kept chatting away on my way here. Now, leave it to me and take a little rest. I'll end this damn scenario for you, and we have Huiwon with some of the prison team. So cool. Huiwon, she managed to get here in time. Judge of Evil, she's the last card I have left to play. If this doesn't work, what are you so worried about? She activates her ability. Is Huiwon supporting Constellation? I know that stigma all too well. The blistering white flame that punishes evildoers. It's known to be on par with the Prisoner of the Golden Headband stigma. It's one of the most powerful stigmas in the world of TWSA. Did she get, what was it, Metatron that was an option? Flames of Hell. Jung Hui-won has activated the stigma, Flames of Hell, level 1. I see. So this is what you've been waiting for. Constellation Scribe of Heaven remains silent. Constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is displaying hostility toward Jung Hui-won's supporting constellation. Archangel Uriel, you will be a worthy opponent. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is watching the battle with sad eyes. Okay, so actually it was Uriel's. And then, Chapter 21, Something That Cannot Be Changed. The two clash. And again, the scale of these attacks is getting massive. Most constellations are excited by the plot you've woven. You've been gifted 15,000 coins. Constellations of the Korean Peninsula look at you with pity. Constellation Secretive Plotters taking note of the decision you made. And I love this shot of the two of them with the attacks going off in the foreground. We see the stab. And Hui-won wins. And again, this is nuts for... Because again, Hui-won didn't exist in the original story, right? And now she is somebody who is nutty strong. And we get Cliffhanger there. Ah, no. If it wasn't midnight, I'd want to just do a double reaction. But I'll hold myself back. That was incredible. Huiwon's one of my favorite characters, so I love that she got this level of spotlight. It is incredible. That was very, very good. These chapters in general, very, very good. Yeah, all of this has been great. I've always said ORV just keeps getting better and better, and man, it's so good. Like, all the character stuff here has been very good, but also the story of the game, the story of the overall ORV stuff has really, really taken shape and was really good this time around. But either way, next time around I'll get some answers, I'll get some conclusion, we'll finish this off, and then after I read the next 3, I'll do a character ranking. And, you know, I feel like if you all have been watching, you've probably got a good idea at some of my favorites, but we'll see where things go. You know, there's 3 more chapters to sway me even further. But either way, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like the video, comment on there to tell me what you thought of these 3 chapters, my first thoughts and reaction to them. Subscribe for more Omniscient Reader, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks down below, please do so. But if you don't want to, or if you want to help support the channel and also get a shout out yourselves at the end of every video, also get One Piece videos a bit early, you can hit join down below to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are patrons and members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, and JA, Sheridan Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stance Eater, and Pure Element, Pate Ordial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.